Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be talking to you about the vocabulary strategy of word structure. So word structure is a vocabulary strategy in which a word itself provides information or clues about its meaning. Oftentimes, students will need to look at a whole word and then identify the parts of that word in order to use word structure. So the word sometimes may be a compound word. It may contain affixes like prefixes or suffixes, or even contain Latin or Greek roots. So sometimes students may even have to break a word down farther into sound units or syllables in order to understand the meaning. So students should already have an understanding of morphology and the associated skills because they've been learning them throughout the years of school. And morphology can help to expand their vocabulary. It can be used in any content area, and our teachers can demonstrate this strategy being used by walking through the steps of predicting an unknown word. And it also is important that affixes and their meanings be taught as needed. So let's go ahead and look at an example. So here we have a little excerpt I created with some words that you can already see are highlighted that students may not understand the meaning of or may need to use word structure in order to identify the meaning of them. So it says, there once was a girl named Macy, and she loved to take her puppy for a walk. So one day after school, Macy was getting ready to take her puppy for a walk when it started to downpour. She was extremely disappointed and upset. She had been waiting all week to go. Macy decided she would go back inside and wait until the rain stops. While Macy waited, she played fetch with her puppy. When the sun finally came back out and the clouds disappeared, Macy was so joyful. So the first one we'll look at, we're just going to look at two for the sake of time, but the first one is downpour. So I put the sentence here that the word was used in. So students should be able to identify that downpour is a compound word. And we would ask our students, what are the two words that make up downpour? And they should say down and pour. And we can infer through context clues using that it talked about how she was no longer able to go on the walk and she'll wait until the rain stops. So using those context clues and the structure of the word, we can infer that downpour means heavy rainfall. And then the other one we'll look at is joyful. So we have this sentence there at the top. When the sun finally came back out and the clouds disappeared, Macy was so joyful. So joyful contains a suffix with the root word of joy. So we'd ask our students, what does that suffix mean? And that particular suffix full means full of. So therefore, we know that joyful means full of joy. So Macy was full of joy when the sun came back out. So hopefully you can see the steps in helping your students to identify the meaning of unknown words through word structure. Eventually, after you model, asking them questions, asking them questions to get them thinking about the parts of a word. When they're reading their content material on their own, they should be able to use those skills to identify the meaning of unknown words. Thank you.